Actually, for me, Saturday, so I guess next week I'd have more of a story for it. My niece turns 1. So
Yeah, like already. That's
yeah, I
nuts.
know. I've almost been an uncle for about a year now.
Wow.
Obviously, I have to say I am the favorite. Let's just be honest here. The favorite uncle.
Are you the only uncle? No, your
Not,
brothers.
yeah, I've got two
No.
brothers.
I was like, yeah. Never mind. It's like me. If I say, "Hey, I'm the favorite uncle," because I'm the only uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about like a year ago we were going out there and everything. But it's crazy how quickly that time has gone by just in terms of being an uncle and everything. But yeah, we're I think Saturday. They're coming in and we're having like a pool party essentially. And it's gonna. I think it was like donut themed, so kind of like dessert kind of themed thing for her.
Donut team. That's fantastic.
She likes donuts. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but everything's being planned through my sister, so I really don't know much what really to expect in terms of what we're doing or anything like that. All I know for sure is there's a good chance alcohol's going to be involved. So the last 2 times they've come in and eventful things have happened. Brian missed the story of me, or the last time they came in where everyone got sick with a stomach bug. And then the time before that they came up, I lost the wallet at a wedding. So that was just in the last month or so of them coming up. So
fun times.
There's certainly going to be something that happens. So
I would be disappointed if it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this crazy thing is you said like your niece is gonna be 1. Like,
yeah,
I would say ever since like COVID, time's flying.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like we every now and then we talk about like, yo, like I was like, I even said this, I was like, yeah, during COVID when it was like pandemic, when we all couldn't leave their houses, I'm like, not gonna lie,
Best
amazing
time.
vacation.
Yeah.
Amazing vacation.
Yes.
Fantastic. Because I would wake up at 10 a.m. I'd play video games for like 14 hours and then just like, like that's what
I do. Right.
Yeah. Jump on here on Mondays.
It was just amazing. I was like, I did absolutely nothing and it was allowed and it was a great, like in our lifetime until we're retired, that is going to be the longest vacation we will ever have in our entire life.
It will be, yeah. For sure.
Of it being allowed societal wise.
Yes.
It's allowed to do absolutely nothing and not be productive.
Yeah.
And honestly,
it was
not be judged for it either.
It was a great time. Dude, some people came out of that ripped. So, like, I would just get drunk every day, pretty much.
So different.
I'm not kidding.
So, different sides.
I was also very active during that period of time, though. I was doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you're going out more.
I went to the beach all the time, stuff like that. But
yeah, you were definitely a lot more active than I think most people probably would have been.
Yeah, easily the most active out of our group alone, but compared to other people in general, probably pretty active.
Yeah, because like all of our friends, like who I'm, like some of them live with now, like
we also he was by himself, so he pretty much had to.
That's right.
Yeah, I was alone for like almost 4 months straight.
I was alone. Honestly, I feel like that would have been just absolutely brutal. Just being by yourself. It's obviously good because no one's there to bother you. You can just play video games for 14 hours if you want. You can sleep, no problem. But at the same time, I feel like that just after a while, it's just like, well, now what? There's no one to talk to.
Yeah, once so it started in March, late March.
Yeah, and then late March.
I'd say by May, like I started doing a lot of stuff in May, like going to the beaches, going to someone's house. Because all of our group was just doing the same thing, just staying at home doing nothing. So we're like, okay, well, like
why don't we just do something?
I know, like I know you're not. Like we're all like, okay, we're all good. We're all just doing nothing at home. Like, let's go do something together for like a week. So we go to like the mountains because our friends have mountain houses and stuff like that, or a beach house. We just rent a beach house and just go for a week or a day or two. That's what we did all the time. It was a lot of fun. But that's what I'm saying. But like things sped up.
Yeah,
so
it's
fast.
quick. It's weird how quickly that is because I was even.
That's 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's 2 years ago, and even crazier. It's been like 8 years since we graduated high school.
Yeah.
Which means in 2 years, it's going to be 10 years.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Like, I always think that when I'm driving, I'm like,
yeah.
When I'm driving, I'm like, I've been driving since 16 years old. I've been driving for a decade now.
Yep.
But it doesn't feel like a decade.
Yikes!
It doesn't.
It really doesn't.
So I'm like, I'm old.
Yeah, we're old.
Now, I did think about, yeah, we're old. I did think about that the other day. I was like, for whatever reason, it hit me. No, because I think I was talking to someone, who recently like graduated or just like recently like enrolled in college or anything. And I was like, I was talking. I was like, you know what? Wow, I was like, I graduated in 2014 from, obviously with you guys at high school. And I was like, that's 8 years ago. I was like,
yeah,
that's a very long time ago.
Also,
like, I don't like this.
Do you guys also have family members where like before the pandemic, you remember their like young cousins or whoever being like children, and then 2 years later, like, what? Who are you?
Yeah, right.
Like have cousins. I remember like specifically in my mind when I go back to in my picture of like who they are. I remember them being like middle school aged. They're in college now. One's a senior, the other one's just finished a freshman year of college.
That's scary.
Yeah, see that, like the family thing, that doesn't really bother me because I don't see my family.
Oh, it doesn't bother me. It's just surprising to me how quickly
it's just weird.
Like,
it's that shock factor. Yeah,
I don't see those. I don't see them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see my extended family a lot at all. Even though they only live in
I know what you mean though. Like it doesn't happen to like for you that makes more sense. But like for someone like me though, it like I get the idea of like what you're saying and everything. Like for me, because it's like the only ones that I know like are really little compared like where they're at and now and everything is like you is like some close family friends who I know have like really little kids like like Tommy's nieces and nephews and everything, and then like Brian's nieces, and I was other than that, just like
so and the first impression you got from his niece.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is like that's why a lot of things that don't like surprise me when I come to my family, because my first niece was born in here in PA, but they lived in Texas for like 4 years. So like I didn't see her for like 4 years.
Right.
Like the only reason she knew who I was because they had pictures of me down there, and we'd FaceTime every now and then.
Right.
But they'd be like, "Who's this?" Oh, it's Uncle Brian, because I didn't fly down. I was in school. I worked. I couldn't just, like Harley, my second niece, was born in 2019, July 2019.
Dang, that's crazy.
She's almost already 3 years old.
Yeah.
But she was born. She was born in Texas, though. So I didn't see her till she was pretty much 2.
Right.
Dude, that
is the one good thing.
And obviously, same thing. You can obviously because we were in the middle of a pandemic.
No, so she wasn't. She wasn't born in the pandemic. During the pandemic.
No. I'm saying like
the pandemic didn't help.
2019.
Yeah.
But like.
That's what I'm saying.
I find it more surprising with my family friends. Like, so the girls, basically, let's put it this way. So the guys the 3 boys were all the same age. They're all like a couple months older than me.
Right.
But we're all the same. We're 26. We're all going to be 27 the same year after like 3 months. But it's when it comes to the girls, like their younger sisters. One's like 25. And I'm like, baffles me. I saw her the other day. I saw her last week when she went out to Philly. So I decided to go out because she was here. I hadn't seen her in like 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
So last time I saw her, she was like 21. Now she's like I saw her when she graduated college, and that was it. That was the last time I saw her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, oh shit, you have a real job. You're at 2 or 3 years. It's wild to just think about.
Yeah.
See,
I had that more with my niece because then the difference between mine versus obviously yours, Brian, is the fact that obviously 4 hours is not as big of a time difference in Texas is. So for them, they've been able to come up every once in a while, and every time it happens, she just looks more and more like getting older and everything. You just notice the changes and everything every time you see her. For me, it's definitely that fast. It's like, oh wow, that year just flew by, but it's also crazy how just quickly it went by.
No, it definitely does. Like I've been seeing my sister and her kids more often because they don't live that far anymore. They live up basically where I went to college. And so when I'd go up there and I'd go to church with them in the morning after I went out, and I'd always be like to my sister, I'm like, she's like, what time do you want to go? I'm like, the latest one there is. She's like, 11 o'clock. I'm like, I'll make it. Because she called me one time. She's like, Brian, you still coming? And I'm like, what time is it? She's like, it's 9. I'm like, will there be food and water and coffee? She's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, I'll be there.
Then I'll be there. That's the most Brian thing I've ever heard of. It was not the night before, but yet, has time to go to church the next day with his sister.
Like I went up.
Come on.
Yeah. I went up then the night before, blacked out hard till like 3 a.m. Woke up at like 7, got to her place by 8, was eating breakfast with my like 7-year-old and 2-year-old niece. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God. And it was just fine. But yeah, ages are weird. Like I said, you said, well, almost. I graduated 2019. You graduated 2018 in college. Like,
yeah, walks, but yeah. I also technically graduated 2019, but sure.
Yeah, but like that, like we're already out of college. Okay, I'm back in college, but we're out of undergrad.
Yeah. But still, we're 4 years out of undergrad, which is unreal.
That is unreal.
Yeah, which is just, it's crazy.
It is.
Don't go back to school though. Yeah. Don't go back. It's expensive and it's not fun.
It's not.